5th, 2023. Monday Night Raw. This is the go home show for WWE Crown Jewel 2023. These are my predictions. For some reason, I think my screen just froze. Hold on. Ah, come on. Hold on. Okay, can y'all see me? Alright. This will be about probably like an hour. Let's see how long we make the video. Hopefully it goes like an hour. My video is sponsored by Salamonster Sound Off, JD from New York, Fightful Pro Wrestling, Wrestling Inc., the Wrestle Talk Podcast. I got more than ways, so hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot. Now, I actually want to listen to Salamonster. He's going to do his WWE Crown Jewel predictions. Now, there's 7 matches that have been announced. Now, Monday Night Raw is almost over. We got like a few minutes left, but it's almost over. It was a very good show. There were a lot of things I liked, a lot of teasers, and a lot of big feuds coming up. There's new people. We had the Creed brothers make their debut. We had some good matches. We had some great promos with the superstars. Drew McIntyre promo was phenomenal. We had the promo with the 5 women in the Fatal 5-Way at Crown Jewels. We didn't see Cody Rhodes. Maybe he'll come at the main event. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Now first, hold on. I have to read this info. Now, Crown Jewel this Saturday in Saudi Arabia. We do have and predicted finish of Roman Reigns LA Knight. He is also an update on Roman death for Survivor Series and why we never need to see another championship reign of 1,000 days ever again. And in an age where so much television, if you get the performers are not going to be used there. I was just reading that info. But anyway, Crown Jewels. This Saturday there's about 7 matches on the card. On the main show, 7 matches. Well, 8 matches if you count the match on the pre-show that they just announced. Sami Zayn and JD Madonna will be on the pre-show for Crown Jewels. It's been a while since they used the pre-show for matches. It's been like a year. Last time they used it was at Clash of the Castle, where they had a 6 man. But Sami Zayn will be on the card on the pre-show against JD Madonna. And we got 7 matches. All right. Now, Monday Night Raw, we got Seth Rollins and kind of great promo on Drew McIntyre. Boo freaking who? The Creed brothers celebrate their Raw debut. They beat the Alpha Academy in a very good match. Xia Li and Candice LeRae. This match went like 3 minutes. Crowd were dead. Both of them got no reaction. This match ended stoppers to where she wiped out Candice LeRae with a different kick, and Candice LeRae couldn't compete. So she won by forfeit. Xia Li won by forfeit. And backstage, they're also setting up Xia Li and Becky Lynch. We had a very good match with DIY. 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 We had Imperium versus DIY. Gargano and Ciampa have their own attire. They came out to the entrance. They were over. They had a very good match here. We had a great segment with The Miz and Gunther. Gunther completely humiliated The Miz, the A-lister on mid-TV. It looks like they're setting this up. Is Miz going to be a babyface? Because backstage, he told Adam Pearce he wants a shot. Then we saw Bronson Reed, he wants a shot. Then we got Ricochet wants a shot. And then Ivar from the Viking Raiders, he wants a shot. So maybe they can do a fatal 4-way for next week. I think they're setting up Gunther's next feud for Survivor Series. Because Gunther's now on the pay-per-view of Crown Jewels. He's going to be on Survivor Series. So maybe he'll be on Survivor Series. I think it should be. Like I said, the Creed Boy beat Alpha Academy. This was the second match. Monday Night Raw, very good. We had now this opener show. Sami Zayn stands alone to opposition to Judgment Day. We had Ricochet and Dominic tonight. Rhea Ripley and Jay Madonna helped Dirty Dom deal the victory. All right. What? That was lame. So Jey Uso comes out, causes the end in a DQ because Sami Zayn can't lose. He can be on the pay per view against Jay Madonna, and last week he lost to Drew McIntyre, so he can't lose. Damian Priest is one half of the tag team champions. He's Mr. Money Bank. He can't lose. So we booked the match tonight in the main event where no one can lose, and referee calling the DQ. So we got a brawl here with Judgment Day and Jey Uso. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes came out. He attacked Damian Priest. This is you know, I'm kind of over these like brawlers and this feud with the Judgment Day, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. It used to be Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens he's on SmackDown by himself, so he can move on and feud with someone else. But every single week, the same main event: Judgment Day, Cody, Jay, and Sami. Every single week. I hope we end it at Crown Jewels and move on, but I'm afraid we won't. I think we will get the Judgment Day against Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. I don't know if it's gonna be Kevin Owens. Maybe they team Ricochet. I don't know. We have to wait and see. See what happens at Survivor Series. See how War Games are gonna be set. Well, of course, Damian Priest has to be protected. Now, since the babyface stood tall here tonight in the main event, maybe he could, maybe he might not win clean. There's no way Cody Rhodes should beat Damian Priest clean. We had the briefcase. Oh wait, so he hit two crossroads. He hit two crossroads on JD McDonough. Show ended. Now, what did that mean? Is Damian Priest gonna really cast in tonight on Seth Rollins? Now, he didn't say that it's gonna be on the line unless he shows up on SmackDown tonight, which I doubt it. But it didn't. He didn't say that. Oh, the briefcase is on the line. He said he's back on the WrestleMania. Since the babyface went over tonight, that tells me Cody Rhodes ain't winning. And why would he? He shouldn't beat Damian Priest clean. If Damian Priest loses, if Damian Priest casts in and becomes the world champion, because that's what I want to know. So I'm looking forward to this match at Crown Jewels. He didn't say that he wants to, like, he didn't say that if I win, I get to have your briefcase. I hope that doesn't happen. Hope Triple H is not that stupid. Damian Priest can't be that stupid. And if they do that, it devalues Money in the Bank and it rates just on the person who won it. It's just on what he did with Damian Priest. Like, why have him win Money in the Bank? Have him qualify, have a great performance in a ladder match, have him win Money in the Bank, and then lose it to Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes had to finish the story. If that's the case, then why wasn't Cody Rhodes in the ladder match? Why didn't he win Money in the Bank? It would make a lot more sense. Now, who doesn't happen? That just devalues Money in the Bank. Now, the way how Cody Rhodes was talking, it seems like Cody Rhodes is pretty gonna put it on the line. I hope not. They didn't say that it's for the briefcase. Now they could say it on the pay-per-view. I hope not, because that wouldn't make any sense. Do it at the last second? No. There is no reason to waste Money in the Bank. They did it with Owens, they did it with Kennedy, Austin Theory, with the other disgrace and embarrassment. What is the purpose of Money in the Bank then? What is the purpose of someone qualifying to be in a live match, winning the briefcase, unhooking it from what is the point of Money in the Bank then? If not going to captain and become world champion. If that's the case, why we have it? You might as well give it a concept. If this is how you're going to treat it, or it is all for Cody Rhodes, because at this point, I see Cody Rhodes being forced down our throats. Now, I'm actually going to watch this again. I actually want to watch this part again so I can understand it more. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Since the babyface go over, there's no reason for Cody Rhodes to win clean, unless we get like a screwy finish, because Damian Priest has been protected for a few months now. He's been protected. He hadn't lost a singles match. He's been protected a lot. There's no reason for him to lose like that. So I hope that doesn't happen. We will have to wait and see.
I definitely think that this is part of the Triple H era. We really didn't see these types of video packages as much when Vince was in control. We had Alpha Academy versus the Creed. We missed last week. We even nailed Dante Chen, which was beautiful. That was beautiful. When I saw him, the little wrestling kid in me came out again. I was like, probably the most excited anybody's ever been for Dante Chen, other than maybe a family member or a sexual partner. So, how's everybody doing tonight? We got Halloween tomorrow. I can't believe we're already approaching November. This year is flew by. Oh my goodness. But hey, we got Crown Jewel coming up this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Now, quick programming note, because a lot of you have been asking me, DT, are you going to do a recap of Crown Jewel? And are you going to do it live, or are you going to wait till Tuesday like we have done in the past? No, this Saturday, immediately after Crown Jewel, I will be here doing a recap and review. And because Crown Jewel is happening at 1 Eastern and the pre-show starts at noon, and we now have a pre-show match, your normal Don Tony show that we usually do every Saturday at noon, that will not air. Instead, right after Crown Jewel, you can join me here and we'll recap and review it.
So, Gunther and The Miz, a feud is coming between them. Ricochet saves Sammy, but Sammy doesn't return the favor. Jey Uso wants the tag team title back. That's probably not going to happen. Drew McIntyre revisits history. Creed Brothers upset Alpha Academy. Nakamura's next challenge, the tremendous Heart Foundation Convoy. We all know, terrible. Terrible, man. And then we got these 7 matches on the show. We got Reigns versus LA Knight, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. We got Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul for the US title. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship. And we got the Fatal 5-Way for the Women's World Championship with Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, and Shannon Baszler. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. A lot of matches, a lot of big matches. Now, for tomorrow night, for NXT Halloween Havoc Night 2, tomorrow night, we have Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship. We have Dominic Mysterio versus Nathan Frazer for the North American Championship. We have Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Thea Hale and JC James for the Women's Tag Team Championship. We have Lola Vice versus Kelly Jordan for the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament Finals. We have the Creed Brothers versus Angel Garza and Humberto in the tables, ladders, and scares match. We have Braun Breaker versus Mr. Stone. We have Tiffany Stratton versus Fallon Haley. I don't know. But those are the matches for tomorrow night for NXT. Now, after Monday Night Raw, like I said, we had Dominic Mysterio and Ricochet. Dominic beat Ricochet non-title. That was the opener of Monday Night Raw. The Creed Brothers beat Alpha Academy in a very good match. We had DIY beat Imperium in a very good match. I think the worst match was the woman. We had Zion Lee and Candice LeRae. As I said earlier, the match went 3 minutes. Nobody cared. The match was terrible. It was 3 minutes. Both of them got no reaction. And the match ended in a ref stopping because Chelsea Green couldn't compete because Zion Lee kicked her in the stomach or in the head and she couldn't compete. So Zion Lee won by forfeit. Kind of a lame finish. It wasn't that good. We have Seth Rollins versus JD Madonna. This match went about 15 minutes. It was non-title. It went 15 minutes. Before the match, Seth Rollins cut a great promo on Drew McIntyre after Drew McIntyre had a fantastic promo hyping up his match at Crown Jewels. After Seth got done talking, he got jumped by JD Madonna. They had a 50-minute match that was very good. After the match, Damien Priest was at ringside. He held up a contract. He teased a cast in. I think we're coming close. And Priest cashed in. After that, the worst match that was garbage was Chelsea Green versus Natalia in a trick or a street fight. Match was terrible. It was garbage. The fact that we had candy, pumpkins, we had Nikki Cross pretending she was a deadhead. It was just awful. The match was 5 minutes. Second worst match on the show. And the main event, we did get Damian Priest defeat Sami Zayn by DQ. We got an all-out brawl, and you heard, and I said earlier. Yeah. I forgot to mention. I think I already said that Sami Zayn versus Jay McDonough can be on the pre-show of Crown Jewels. Now we did get main event. We had Belair Davenport versus Katana Chance on main event. We had Wes Lee and Akira Gozawa on main event. All right. Now let's see.
So I'll be jealous of everybody who's eating candy.
We got to get you some of that AG1. Bad Robot 2342 says Denise is dressed up as someone who messes with monetization with her F bombs. The unmonetizer. Have a safe and a happy Halloween. That's the grand description of a jacket.
Oh wait, what?
I can't even tell you anything about it because I didn't even get a chance to see this thing.
It could have been a fur coat.
I was with and some guys might accidentally
Ronan Mike says, "Hey guys, this is the Raw show. But wanted to know if you had any info on the recent New Japan statement on fans. It was the Vegas show. It seems like this is related. Some people really know how to ruin it for everyone. So New Japan issued a statement that I agree with. They said basically, please do not creep on the wrestlers. This is my word, not theirs. Don't creep on the wrestlers around the entrance or exits of the venue at the hotels and the like.
What happened?
I don't know the specific instance. I'm going to find out, but this has long been a problem in professional wrestling where people wait at airports and wait at hotels and any number of those things. I was at a talent hotel doing interviews one time, and I had saw where a lot of people had figured out, oh, we can just camp out by the elevators and wait for the wrestlers to get off the elevators and then kind of ambush them, so to speak, for autographs and all that type of stuff. I know there are some that mean well, but there are a lot of company-approved situations. I know there are people that say, well, some people can't afford that. Maybe it's best to sit some of that out or go to, if they do help free events as well, there are meet and greets that are.
All right.
I mean, I don't know if this is building up to Randy Orton coming back and facing Nakamura, or
Listening to it, and he's starting to sound like an infant.
Everyone who's watching, like, comment, share, subscribe, 5-star reviews, all that good stuff. If you are lurking, like Joe C, thanks for hanging out. Always feel free to say hello, or if you're chatting in the chat, like MDB999, Gil and Matt, Ethan Cruz, Mike Martin. So much for joining us.
Seems like a weekly occurrence. Boxing. I mean, it was something. Like, we went in and Francis and Connie.
Oh, that Japanese talent. You know, that might be a banger of a match next week. No, it's not. It's going to last 90 seconds at most.
This match was. I didn't know this match was no.
Shinsuke is going to attack Tozawa and then not stop. Maybe we get a feud with Chad Gable versus Cesaro. Or maybe somebody else entirely different comes out.
I didn't know that match would give me this week.
So that means I'm going to be up here on Thursday afternoon, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be up here to predict the entire Crown Jewel card. We will also touch on the previous night's Dynamite. Looks like it was too big. I don't know what happened to Tegan. No, I'll be finding out about that this week. I'm going to wait and see if they were on this show. But since they weren't, it seemed to be a thing. It had been a recurring theme, seeing them on the show. So not seeing them on the show was a little bit surprising. Andrew Adams says, "You see my tweet earlier where I reported an exclusive of Logan Paul suffering a cut on his finger. Fan I edit for on YouTube ran into him at the airport. We've been good friends since. I hope he's all right to do the match and appropriately this weekend. Thanks for passing that along." Apex Caliber says Sean should start a swear jar for Denise. Well, we did at one point, but it was the opposite. So when COVID started, we were like,
"This is your fault."
It was the opposite. We were like, you know what? Denise is losing out on some freelance gigs. Let's raise money to get her to swear on the air for the first time.
I made $250 that day.
It was a good day.
It was a good day.
It was a very good day.
You know what? Fine. How about this? If I don't swear, I get paid for that.
Eduardo Lozano says, thanks and congrats on Sean for that common Bengals W beating the Niners. Sincerely, a Cowboys fan. Yeah, it was a great Bengals win. I am so excited for this Sunday. Somebody says, Sean, what is your costume? I am a dirt sheep, is what I am. But you know what, guys? Denise just talked about having to take, vitamins and all that stuff, living a healthier lifestyle.
All right.
Ready to eat meals.
Plays Doggone Funny and Denny Downback.
Yeah.
All hanging out. 7.5 out of 10 from JJ. That's not a bad score. I would probably concur with that based on what I saw tonight. Certainly wasn't a boring show, and it was fun. I did like where they lifted up the pumpkin head, and it was Nikki Cross, standing there with that look on her face as she kind of made her return,
That was
her
awful.
spooky return last week, and continued the spookiness this week on Raw. And overall, I thought it was kind of good. I'm not sure if I'm very excited about this apparent Miz babyface turn. I don't know how I feel about this. There's really nothing that the Miz does ever that I find interesting, and we've seen periods where he's tried to be a babyface before, and nothing ever really clicked. I don't know what's going to make this any different. I think there are some people that are just better off being heels, and Miz is one of those guys because he's tremendous at it. He is absolutely tremendous at being a heel. I'm not sure how this next babyface run of his is going to go, but maybe with Triple H fully in charge of creative, maybe any mistakes they made with him in the past.
My costume is somebody who knows he's about to get headbutted by JD McDonough.
Bro.
Will Chisholm says, SRS, any news on Vince you can report? Yeah, he was in Saudi Arabia on Saturday. He isn't sticking around for Crown Jewel. Don't know if he's making a trip back there or not. Where was Samantha Irvin tonight? I don't know. I will ask. I will find out that one as well. I don't think there's anything. I don't think anything substantial, but I could be wrong. But WWE Raw did happen tonight. We kicked off with a Rhea Ripley Judgment Day promo, and Sami Zayn interrupted and went off on them. I am just ready for Survivor Series to happen so we can move past whatever this all is. I'm done with the Sammy, Cody, all that stuff. I've seen it too many times.
I was kind of hoping for a little bit of a hotter start to Monday Night Raw because overall, I really did think today's show was pretty good. I thought the first 3 hours, well, the 3 hours, excuse me, completely flew by today. There was a lot of good wrestling on the show, but I thought for the opener of this, it did kind of feel a little bit just like, it wasn't really anything too major. And personally, I enjoy whenever we have like whatever kicks off Monday Night Raw to really be like the newsiest bit of the show, or at least a good portion of it. And so the only thing that I will say that I really enjoyed from this though was where they said, where Rhea Ripley said that Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre had a decision to make, and whoever made the right decision would be the one to come out as champion of Crown Jewel. I did like that little portion of it all, but that was kind of about it for me.
Yeah, not a lot to this that I necessarily enjoyed. Uh, Meet Normus. Actually, I'll have Louise take that super chat and put it in the appropriate spot. The Crazy 101 says kickoff matches are back. BTW, choo choo. Yeah, Sami Zayn and JD McDonough were named for the kickoff show. This is something we haven't seen in quite a while, Denise. Jonathan Cronus' kickoff matches are back. Sean, now Survivor Series is around. These references, do you think Chicago explodes if Punk returns? Do you think fans will be disappointed if he's not there? They should not be disappointed if he's not there. Not everything is a CM Punk reference. CM Punk has cut a lot of promos, and at some point he has said almost everything. So
Just go and translate. Just go and transcribe every CM Punk promo ever, and I'm pretty sure we'll start matching some words. He said the one time.
Yeah, exactly. Dominic Mysterio defeated Ricochet. Later on, Ricochet is granted an opportunity to gain an Intercontinental title match, but he says he's not done with Dominic. Ricochet ends up losing because the numbers game is too much for Ricochet. But these are the type of people that Dominic Mysterio should be working. Experienced, great in-ring workers that can help make him better. You knew that Dominic was going to win this match because they got to keep his momentum going. And Ricochet, I don't know what necessarily their plan is there. I do like that Adam Pearce was like, listen, I know that you lost, but I'm not dumb. I see why you lost. So let me make that up to you. Because within the context of this show, Denise, Adam Pearce has to compete for the satisfaction of the superstars, or else Nick Aldis is going to take him away.
Yeah, that was something that they did last week that was enjoyable. But speaking of last week, one of the things that we were talking about was the Ricochet Shinsuke Nakamura match, and I remember saying that I thought that Ricochet should have won that match, and we all know why Shinsuke won. But as of right now, it seems like we're getting these Shinsuke promos, right? But they're not really, as of yet, leading to anything specific. I would have really liked to see Ricochet pick up that victory. I would have loved to see him go into this match coming off of a good victory so that if he took the L in this one, it wasn't going to be so bad. But now it's just like consistent L's for Ricochet where I feel like, come on, like give the dude something. And I think last week, like the actions of this week made me feel even more about how I felt that he should have won last week, honestly, because I feel like, for example, when they put him in this match with Logan Paul, right? It was supposed to be like this big thing because Logan Paul's this big celebrity. And going from there, part of the big problem for that was we had not really been exposed to Ricochet in a feud like that before. And so instead of, using whatever sort of momentum he got from that Logan Paul situation, they could have used that and again worked it into this whole thing with Shinsuke. And they didn't. They didn't do that. So once again, Ricochet is just Ricochet, nothing more, nothing less on the show. And that sucks because then when they put Ricochet in a big spot, all you're going to remember is, well, he's constantly taking L's. Never throw him a bone. And given the fact that right now is what they're doing with Shinsuke, he's just coming out and doing, not even coming out, but having those little vignette promos. I think they could have given Ricochet last week that win.
Yeah. I just want them to get something really going with Ricochet. I want the win-loss record to reflect how incredible he is in general. And that's not what I see. Tunda says, I don't know what's worse, watching my Miami Heat lose or today's Monday Night Raw. So frustrating, Sean and Denise. Sorry. I'm sorry. That sucks. NBA. Well, hold on. I
Rampage and Collision needs some of these title defenses and these big time matches under their belt as well. And when you look at all the matches throughout the year for both companies, you can lump them all together.
For Sami Zayn, because Sami was outnumbered. That jersey might. And I'm watching the match, and the match is decent. And Rhea Ripley and JD McDonough are trying to get involved.
Get it? It wasn't until you said the boo line where I was like, oh wait, he's Dominic.
look. We don't got piped in boos. They're real. They're real. There's people sending footage to us right now proving that the boos are real. They were not piped in whatsoever. Speaking of, I do want to say I'm very glad WWE did not pipe in boos tonight. So for those of you that were dumb last week, we talked about how they piped them in over the broadcast. That didn't happen this week, and Dominic doesn't need it, so I'm very, very glad they didn't do it.
No, because
Also-
people want to boo Dominic. Like, they don't need to pipe it in.
Exactly.
If people have a good time going in and booing Dominic, everyone knows that if you're in the crowd and he comes out and he starts talking, you're going to boo extra loudly. Like, people love to boo.
We saw a bunch of videos to promote the women's title match for everybody. I thought these were very useful. I just think that the use of videos in general are very, very helpful. Like, it adds another element to Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark and Nia Jax without them being on the show in a traditional manner. Good. I'm glad they're doing these. They've got the talent to do these. They've got interesting stories, especially in a produced setting like that. They can cut good promos. I just love the way that these are being used. We saw Nakamura saying that he's waiting for his next challenger. Later on, we saw a phenomenal Drew McIntyre video. Unreal. These videos go such a long way.
We
Exactly.
even got a Candice LeRae one. That one was the one
Yeah.
that took me by surprise. I was like, what? They're giving Candice LeRae a video? What is happening here? And now I get why they gave her the video. We'll talk about that more later, but now I get it, but it still caught me by surprise.
So, what did you think about these videos? Like, did you think that they effectively promoted their upcoming matches? I know Drew's did.
Drew's
was
definitely did. That one was the very best.
that
But
was
for the women,
we were treated really well to some of these world title videos, like MJF's and Kenny Omega's the other day was unbelievable as well. Go out of your way to watch that if you haven't. But man, between that and this title match video, one of my favorite things about Drew was he said that Seth Rollins is willing to break his back to keep that title, and I'm willing to break his back to take that title. Just unreal good stuff for the Drew thing. And I thought the other ones for the women's title were completely satisfactory and did what they should have done.
yeah, I like that they did that because we already got all of the women in the ring last week. So I feel like this was just a nice way to kind of, rehype each and every single one of them individually without having to do what they already did last week and have to, run it again just hosts that come in with like 40 different changes. Now,
Get those likes.
JD McDonough's head into the mat.
you know what, Sean? One of these days, I want to hop into your little
Spooky ass Mac.
That
Oh my
ring
God.
just cooked. Look at that thing. Just obliterated.
Yeah.
So Seth Rollins defeated JD McDonough. It was a good match. Like, mean, nobody's
Mac
going
wins
to talk
15
about
minutes.
JD McDonough not being good in the ring. Phenomenal match. You knew that Rollins was winning this, obviously. Like, foregone conclusion, no big deal there. But one of the things that I liked about this was JD McDonough is doing everything that he can to join Judgment Day. He's doing everything that he can. Before this, Seth Rollins cut the promo, and he drops a line. Of course, it got some CM Punk references. He's like, "Oh, cry me a river, Drew." Oh boy! As soon as I heard it, I went, "Oh!" And then I fired off an engagement tweet. But the promo before, the match after, I thought also effective because Drew's not there. Seth has no real fear of saying anything. The only negative about this is when they sit there and they're like, Seth Rollins at this breakneck pace. And then they also said, for the first time in 4 months, Seth Rollins is wrestling on WWE Raw. Meanwhile,
What?
yes.
Has it been? No. Right? No. Has it been 4 months?
I think it's been 4 months since he probably had a one-on-one match.
I was about to say that can't be right. What is happening?
He wrestled in a tag match in August, beginning of August, tag match in July, tag match in July. It's been since July 3rd since he had a singles match on Raw.
Damn, bro, that's our world heavyweight champion.
So that isn't necessarily a breakneck pace when we're like, okay, well, at the beginning of October, MJF wrestled the Righteous 2-on-1.
The most was the build to the World Heavyweight Championship match, which honestly is one of the matches I'm most looking forward to on Saturday. And the Drew McIntyre character continues to be the most interesting thing on the entire show, even more than Judgment. So that aspect of things I enjoy. One thing that I am not sold on, and we seemingly got the beginnings of it here tonight, was the Miz babyface. Now, there were reports on.
There was a Roman name drop later on. There was a Roman name drop in the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou last round when they talked.
And Gunther. That's what they are building to. For the Intercontinental Championship, although he's not being gifted a shot, Miz has to win a 4-way match on next week's show. He wants to get a shot at the title, but this is the direction that they are going. And we've been here before with Miz, where they have tried to turn him babyface before, and it might work for a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's not a long-term plan because the Miz is not a babyface. He's not. Some people are naturally born heels. And, he's been doing the heel thing for so long that could it benefit him to switch things up a little bit, even if for 6 months, and then go back to being a heel? Maybe. But if the idea is we're going to turn this guy babyface and this is the way the Miz is going to be for the next year or 2 years, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I do think that the fans at this point, because he's been around for so long, have a certain respect factor. I'm not saying that he can't win some of the fans over. I think on a short-term basis it could work. But Miz as a babyface, kind of like almost like Charlotte Flair as a babyface. To me, it just doesn't work. It's a role that they are miscasting. They took the first step tonight towards going in that direction. DIY back together. First.
Donna, in this, there was one point he got thrown out of the ring, sold it so well. I was
right. They're back together. They're fully back together. And also tonight we had a call up from NXT of.
It's not in War Games, then I don't really know what we're doing. So it could absolutely work on Monday. We're going to go over how that can be on Monday for War Games tonight. And I'm just thinking what WWE realistically is going to do with the Bloodline if they're not involved in War Games. Because, like I said, Sami Zayn and what he said tonight and the promo that he got tonight basically was a war cry. It was a battle cry It was drawing a line in the sand type shit for the baby faces, and then the Judgment Day for sure. So we'll go over that. The other thing I really liked about this show was the Creeds. Yes, Brutus and Julius Creed made their main roster debuts tonight. They are officially called up, according to reports that I read today, officially called up to Monday Night Raw. And there was a big focus on tag team wrestling tonight. We had 2 tag team matches tonight, both of which were really good.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if Triple H is really.
I love WWE documentaries, wrestling
Brett wishes. And there we have Piper Niven, no TV at all. I like the parade. As Jim the Anvil Knight. How can I hate on an episode of Raw where we got a Heart Foundation? I give them 7 stars for the costume. I only wish I would. I would have been on the stream tonight dressed up as the Hitman. I didn't even think of it. But I got my Michael Myers shirt. I'm ready to go. I hope you are too, because this is your Monday Night Raw review, Halloween edition, Monday, October 30th, 2023. I am Salamonster. Like and subscribe. Let's see if we can scare up at least 400 likes. 400. That's the goal tonight. If we do that.
On the apps, I didn't even
Briefcase on the line. Thank God we didn't get that. But Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest at the end of the show, again, a battle cry for the babyfaces here in the war that is being waged against Judgment Day. So we're going to go over that as well. The only thing I didn't really like about this show tonight was the 2 women's matches. I thought they were fucking terrible.
Yeah, me too.
Candice LeRae and Xia Li had an awful match with a shit ending that basically took the entire crowd out of the entire match.
Yeah.
And it was just a huge down point in the entire show. Then we got the Trick or Street fight.
Yeah.
With Chelsea Green
That was
and
embarrassing.
Natalia.
Embarrassing.
Now, I get that it's Halloween. I don't have to enjoy it. I get that there may be kids watching. I don't have to enjoy it. I get that you might like campy fucking seasonal garbage on your pro wrestling show. I am all but done with the Halloween bullshit. We saw the Halloween bullshit on Saturday night with Abaddon and Collision. That was... Some people I know turned off the show, man. Not their cup of coffee. Not mine either. I
Me
can
neither.
do without all the Halloween bullshit.
Yeah, I'm good.
I am ready to move on from Halloween, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
I'm ready for Turkey Day. I'm ready for Christmas. Not really a big holiday guy, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. When you got a finish coming where you do a...
what you're going to do next.
I'm spawned.
Video taken without.
Fucking pack the day up, man. Honestly, let's move on. Awful. Absolutely awful. And the main event with Sami Zayn and Damian Priest. I love what Sami Zayn did tonight. I'm a big Sami Zayn guy. Damian Priest is fucking great too. A lot of Judgment Day on the show. Another Judgment Day babyface main event. Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest doesn't really scream at me as, oh my God, must watch main event. Let's watch the main event of Monday Night Raw. Come on. How times? It's honestly getting to a point where I can't wait for them to be vanquished, and I can't wait for War Games, so that the babyfaces can get their win, and we can move on to something new.
Yeah.
The same main event over and over and over again, man.
Exactly.
People are getting tired of it. Let's move on.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're going to get in with this review tonight, man. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me this evening. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all your support. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206.
Yeah, thumbs up. He's been doing well. I don't know what else to say that I didn't say already last week on this one. I'm
Well,
happy for him.
We had that Candice LeRae video, but we also had Xia Li knocking her out. Now, for those wondering, Candice is fine. This sort of a play off of a legit knockout Xia had on Mercedes Martinez years ago. I think same ref and everything. But JM says Candice Michelle should come to Raw one time. LMA.
Brian and Claudio teamed up again.
This is joining the Judgment Day. Also want you to think that Drew McIntyre goes all the way back to that segment in the back weeks ago where we saw Rhea and Drew having a conversation.
Lorraine, like she's such a cute character, right? She's into Disney. She loves the pixie fairy stuff that she likes. Very, very cute. It's super marketable. I mean, if she actually got some support and like any sort of push, I can see it now. The little girls with the little colored hair and their little wings. It's very, very cute. Anyways, so I thought, okay, let's go. Her and Xia Li. I mentioned that I have not been a fan of what they've been doing with Xia Li because they made her look like a coward. The first thing they did is they asked for a championship match against Becky. Becky says yes, and then what does she do? She says, "Oh well, I don't want it." Okay, and then so we finally get this match, and I will say this though, I did like the ending. I thought that it made Xia Li look very, very good, but I feel like I really. Okay, so Sean's gonna just go away. All right, cool. Anyways, in regards to Xia Li and Candice LeRae, I thought that Xia Li, had they not done what they did with her before with Becky Lynch, then this would have been a lot more impactful. So now it's got me questioning whether or not if I would have preferred to see Candice LeRae look strong in this match or Xia Li look strong in this match, where they're pretty much to me on the same level. But you know, dude, are you what's his face fucking Tony D'Angelo? Wait.
With a Monday Night Raw review, man, we're not even at 1,400 viewers. What the?
Yeah.
Said team into war. Survivor Series time.
Yeah.
Speaking of war, we're at war with an eye is full. Hey, Base Beer has got its deduction. Thank you.
New members tonight. Thank you.
Xia thing is weird. Like Xia needs to fight Becky, not the other way around. Also think Kyrie returns during Kyrie versus Bianca at Crown Jewel. I hope so, or I think you mean the other match that Bianca is booked for. But yes, after.
Here's my question, Sean, and this is my question to the people too. At this point, because Xia Li and Candice LeRae are pretty much on par on the same level of treatment that they've gotten from the company, which is really not much, who are you more interested in seeing get an actual, real, legitimate push, Xia Li or Candice LeRae?
I mean, Candice can get her push in the tag division with Indy Hartwell, and I'd be completely satisfied with that. So I don't really have a problem with Xia Li winning, especially if she's set up for the Becky thing. Now,
yeah, but because the setup was so bad in the beginning, it got me going, oh, really?
Yeah. RS says, Bomb Rhea costume, Razor Ramon's request. Let's get a Denise Scott.
With the Judgment Day.
Again.
Wow, man, if you told me somebody else opened Monday Night Raw, you would be wrong. How many people are actually a little annoyed and a little over the fact that Judgment Day is all over these shows?
I am.
I know a lot of people are kind of having their patience worn thin with the Judgment Day, but
I know I
they're
am.
going to be a big factor in War Games. So they're going to have to be all over the show, honestly. So they open with Rhea Ripley. She comes out with Dominic. She comes out with J.D. McDonough. Rhea Ripley bragged about Damian Priest shattering Cody Rhodes' ankle. She then said Dominic is going to put down Ricochet and remind him not to disrespect the Judgment Day.
anything about War Games yet because we want to get past Crown Jewel first. Once Crown Jewel is over, I mean, we can hear about War Games or whatever the plans are for the main event as early as next Monday. You got to get past this pay-per-view first, then all roads lead to Survivor Series. So I would imagine we'll finally get a sense of what the Survivor Series main event is going to look like as early as next week. But no, great babyface fire here from Sammy, so I enjoyed these portions. Otherwise, again, the Judgment Day, when Rhea Ripley comes out and says the Judgment Day runs Raw, she ain't kidding. You can almost set your watch.
slightly outdone by Rollins. Maybe not. This was all kinds of fun. The Alpha Academy, they issued kind of like an alpha.
Line. He says if that's their game, his name is.
To the floor, Ricochet ran the ropes. He had a crossbody block.
We're gonna fight, and Becky goes, "Cool, let's do it." And Zaya again is like, "No, on my time." And like, I keep thinking about this, and as that person said before, Zaya needs to fight Becky. Becky doesn't need to fight Zaya. And I'm like, if it ain't your time, then why are you here? Why did you show up? What was the
dumb.
point?
It's
very
so
dumb.
And that's the thing. They've been doing it week after week. This is like 3 times now that they've done this with Xia Li, where they make her go out there, ask for something, she gets it, and then she's like, no, never mind. Come on now. We want to root for you. Give us a reason to root. Where are you now?
Jimmy Butler during media day.
Oh,
You wouldn't know.
no.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Didn't make sense to me. Didn't make sense to me at all. I'm ready for them to just move on past this. Nakamura looking for his next sacrifice. Orion Bin says last week Bronson, this week Ivy, next week Shinsuke. And Will Chisholm says, I have a theory. The person who may face Nakamura could be Randy Orton because it has to be someone big. I don't think it has to be someone big. I think he's just calling out his next challenger, and they don't even necessarily have anything big. I mean, I'm sure they've got something planned. It's Triple H, so he's probably got something in mind. But I don't know that it's got to be like a big name. I think Randy Orton's probably set for Survivor Series or War Games.
Let it be Akira Tozawa. I'll have some kicks with that one. Yeah.
Why Tozawa?
Because I like Tozawa. He's funny and it'll give me some interest in this. My bar is set very low here. I'm sorry.
Evidently.
I can tell, like, to me, it feels like they're stalling. Like, this is all filler.
RS says, any word on whether Trish will return after Canadian?
So Dominic, he's there, and he says they will teach Sammy a lesson tonight. Rhea, Dom, and McDonough all step towards him. Ricochet charged out to back Sami Zayn.
Go to the NWA pay-per-view anyway. Look, if he wants, he's got his own stuff. What does he have to go to Billy Corgan? Healer?
Declan McMahon just enjoying the attention, or should we expect this guy to see his dad at WrestleMania? Have you seen this where Declan McMahon, who is Vince's grandson, Shane's son,
Bro, he looks just like young Vince.
He really does.
He
really
does.
And
Yeah, I saw the picture. Yeah, and I heard that he did like an interview where he was saying that he thought AEW and Impact was garbage.
Or he said, "I don't watch that crap."
It's going to be in a top spot on Monday Night Raw because Triple H loves Ricochet, and I think that's going to be a great thing for him. He's going to reap the benefits of the new creative control on Monday night in Triple H. We all know that for a fact. Sami Zayn, the promo that he cut mentioning he'll go against Judgment Day 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, even 5-on-1 if needed. That was basically his war cry for drawing the battle lines against the Judgment Day for Survivor Series. That's basically what that was. He basically said War Games without actually saying War Games. And I love that. Now, there was a rumor or a WrestleVotes tweet, which people ran with as news, that WWE Creative was going to keep War Games to the Monday Night Raw brand specifically. Now, if they do that, that's fine. It could actually work. The thing is, Bloodline and Judgment Day have a partnership that WWE has highlighted on more than one occasion across Raw and SmackDown. So if the Bloodline's not mixed in with War Games, I don't know if we can keep it to just Monday Night Raw. Now, it would work on Monday in the following way. Cody, Jay, Ricochet, now that he's involved, and Sami Zayn against Finn Balor, Damian Priest, J.D. McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio. That looks like it could work out. Now, if the Judgment Day want to add a fifth, they could absolutely do that with Drew McIntyre. Because Drew McIntyre, the last we saw Drew McIntyre, he was talking to Rhea Ripley and conducting some business.
Been annoying, cocky Miz for the longest time. He's a permanent heel and forever in the rest of my eyes.
They
For the rest of
tried
my
it.
life.
They've tried it in the past and it just did not work. I think maybe he's got one babyface run in him, but I think it'd be like towards the end of his career. Shinsuke Nakamura, 38 minutes ago, tweeted, "What the?"
Did they?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm so happy. I just predicted that. Unless they announced it on the show, and I didn't even realize that No, I don't remember them announcing it on the show. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Okay, who are you now? Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Oh, you don't know the
It
rules.
is. I think they're trying to turn Miz
Babyface?
babyface here.
I sensed it. I felt it, and I said, "Hell's no! They better not do it. Hell's no!"
Why?
Because
Why?
no, there's no way that I can see the Miz as a babyface right now. He's been annoying, cocky.
For me. Oh, you know what? It wasn't relevant until I got hold of it. I'm just right as of now. I'm not buying into it. Right now, I just see Miz as somebody that Gunther should beat in a few minutes, and that's okay. Miz's best days are probably not ahead of him; they're probably behind him. And again, that is okay. That is completely fine because he's done a lot of great stuff. Man, main evented WrestleMania, won multiple world titles, Money in the Bank, had a great passion, numerous titles, two-time Grand Slam champion. But I ain't into this. I was into
No.
DIY defeating Imperium though. Adding DIY and the Creeds, who we're pretty much saving for a main event slot on our show here, in the tag division, is very helpful. Rock Hard Joel Wood says, "When's the last time the tag division felt as important as it does now? DIY and the Creeds add a spark to an already blossoming division. It just felt good to see DIY back." How did you feel about it?
It was because, like I said, I had lost kind of a lot of hope for them in the long run of things. Jesus, I'd lost hope for Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, and so now kind of seeing them in there looking happy, having their mannerisms of DIY back in the ring, and then against a team that I actually care about for a long time. Then hey, I'm feeling good. What's up, Fabio?
Speaks for itself. It's a great way to start the story. I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but War Games is certainly underway. War Games is certainly underway, and I think Sami Zayn's promo was definitely the tipping of the hat to the War Games match being confirmed without actually having it be confirmed. So we got Ricochet versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, this match was actually very good, man. This went 12 minutes. And I thought Dominic had a very good showing here. I thought Ricochet had a very good showing here. We could see Ricochet, by the way. Let me say this. Ricochet does not necessarily need to be inside War Games, even though the thought of Ricochet in War Games would be tremendous. Because Triple H's War Games don't have a top on the cage. Ricochet can go and be as crazy as he wants to be on pay-per-view. Ricochet doesn't need to be in the War Games match, which I was thinking maybe they involved him, but they definitely got him mixed up with Dominic. Dominic and Logan Paul have this partnership that they highlighted tonight. Ricochet and Rey Mysterio could ultimately form some friendship as well.
Denise.
All right, who are you now? Let me.
After a break, Gable caught Bruce in an ankle lock, but he slipped.
Paul and Dominic Mysterio, kind of like that as well, which would eliminate Ricochet from the War Games match. Then you can include Seth Rollins and then Randy Orton, and you can just plug him right in there. That could be. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. We'll see what happens there. But this was a very good match. I thought this was a very good match. Ricochet looked great. He sold his ass off for Dominic. He made Dominic look really good here. Dominic was very smooth in this match. He worked pretty decently with Ricochet. And Ricochet was all over Dom. And they started off and we'll pick it up after the break. They started off with Dominic ducking a charging Ricochet and then yanked his leg and he crotched the middle rope. So Ricochet started to come back. He landed a running shooting star press. He dove through the ropes, the cross body block, and we go to commercial break. We come back from break. Dominic had Ricochet in a headlock, so he was in control. So during the break, J.D. McDonough, who's on the outside with Rhea Ripley, caused a distraction. This led to Dominic hitting Ricochet from behind. Dominic landed 3 vertical suplexes, and Dom then went for the 619. Ricochet moved. Ricochet stood on the top rope. Ripley distracted him. Referee started yelling at her. All of a sudden, J.D. McDonough stood on the ring apron, distracted Ricochet after the ref was distracted by Rhea Ripley. Ricochet jumped off the top rope, went to go kick McDonough. McDonough moved. Dominic then rolled up Ricochet, yanked his tights, hooked the tights, and put the feet on the ropes for the added leverage pin.
It was incredible. Listen, this plunder match was stupid and dumb and bad, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Candy corn and
Monday Night Raw. Post-match, Ricochet fended off all members.
Back goes Otis. He falls to the mat. And in Otis to win in their Monday Night Raw debut. They did it clean in the middle of the ring. This was a very fun 10 minutes. I very much enjoyed this excellent match. And a great main roster debut for the Freaks, who are more than ready for prime time. They all shook hands after the match. The crowd cheered. So even though these are 2 men, 3 people, if you include Idol, that this crowd probably didn't know much about. They don't watch NXT. They never would have seen them. By the end of this match, the crowd was, I couldn't even see the end. Really, from almost the opening sequence, they were and they were very impressed. So that's a positive sign for them. Julius and Brutus, they are both very, very good. But Julius is the one.
the other day
Oh, it
as
was
well.
so good.
The
So
crowd
good.
popped huge for the pumpkin. Love that as well.
Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and Randy Orton for the War Games match for the babyface side to go against Judgment Day to vanquish them once and for all. So, class dismissed. There you go. I just gave you the lowdown on what War Games potentially could be. If it stays on Monday Night Raw, I like the makeup of that. I think it works if they want to keep it on Monday Night Raw. But the question remains, what does WWE do with Bloodline if they are not involved in War Games? What does Roman do with the championship if he does not get included in War Games? Does he defend the championship? Are the rumors correct that Roman Reigns will be missing Survivor Series? Where does that leave Jimmy and Solo? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting next couple of weeks as we build towards Survivor Series. We got a video package highlighting DIY about their feud in NXT, which was the greatest crown jewel moment in all of Black and Gold, their feud. Unbelievable. And then how they came to
It was so like over the top just an hour ago. Will says it was great to see the Hart Foundation.
Fine. Well, that would assume that LA Knight is winning the title, which LA Knight is not winning the title. Pretty funny. So he's floating all of these possibilities, which probably means none of the above is actually going to happen. But he was wondering. He was wondering. He said, since we aren't supposed to be leaders, right? There's no one individual leader of the judgment.
included and some big brawl happening to sell the match. This was far more effective. The Creeds
Turn to the Intercontinental titles. McKay775 says any other NXT main roster possible call ups besides the Creeds. I would be surprised if Carmelo isn't brought up very soon. I'd be very, very surprised. Meat Normus says Alpha Academy Creed with a hoot, meat slapping, spot foo is my favorite kind of party. Hope they unleash Ivy Nile and Raw sooner than later. So the in-ring action was good, but there were two particular spots, or three rather, that blew my doors off of me. Ivy Nile with a German suplex on Akira Tozawa. Ivy's been
So
ready.
good.
Ivy's great. She's wonderful. She's got everything a main roster talent needs. Her and Shayna teaming in the future, I think, would be very, very good as well. But I think she can stand on her own as well. Then there was a spot where Otis hit a big slam on Brutus, and then Julius comes off with a 450 on top of them, but then Gable does a moonsault onto everybody.
It was like just a stacked sandwich on the ground, on the mat.
Unreal. One of the best spots I've seen on Raw this year. And then they hit their finish, which involves Julius Creed putting Otis on his shoulders and Brutus doing the big cannonball. This was the most perfect introduction to the Creed, with a video, by the way, that you could have given, and the crowd was all about it. The crowd had never seen the Creeds live in this environment, and they killed it, and the crowd responded.
The Brutus ball was incredible, especially because they let Julius really, really hold open.
A lot of them want to see Julius break out in a singles capacity, as they have high hopes for him as a singles after this tag team run eventually ends. Same thing with Brutus. So I don't know when that's going to be, but I would rather them not rush that type of situation, because right now the WWE Tag Team division could certainly use more upper echelon teams for sure. And there's got to be a right time, right place, and a right situation. There's some
Instead of being yelled at by
capacity, because they remind him of Kurt Angle. Give me a break. So, with the Creeds in this match tonight against the Alpha Academy, you could not ask for a better debut for these guys. You could not ask for a better debut. I thought the crowd was into it. I thought the hot tags when Julius or Brutus got in there with Otis was great. I thought the mix-up between Shaq.
Great addition to Alpha Academy. And like even within the context of this show and all that, like you can't erase that Akira Tozawa is a phenomenal wrestler, but within the context of the show, he's lost his way a little bit. But Chad Gable would see the value. Chad Gable would be like, we can get you there, don't worry. And I love what Joel Wood's saying here. He says, you can tell they're protecting Gable because when he was doing nothing, he was taking all the pins. Now Otis is taking the pins in the tag losses. They very clearly value him to some degree, and I think that's great. Matt Hennessy sends a very generous super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. He said this at the beginning of the show, even before the show. Says, as someone who loves tag team matches, Creed versus Alpha Academy and DIY versus Imperium humped. Crowd got so did DIY versus Imperium that there were Johnny Wrestling and DIY. Gargano and Ciampa are starting to get over. Sammy is the best babyface in WWE. So I'm a little bummed that we aren't going to get DIY and Owens and Sammy. I was really hoping for that at one point. DIY's new music absolutely sucks. It is not good. I do not like it. I wish they would get their old team back for Rebel Heart. But the tag team division is looking good. And that's with them losing Eric and Ivar. Now, I want to say this. It's like everybody, I don't want to say Eric can fit in, because unfortunately on Fightful Select last week, we reported he ain't going to be back anytime soon. But Ivar in singles, way better than the Viking Raiders were, and that's WWE's fault for booking them like that. But the tag division isn't missing anything without Eric and Ivar because they were booked so badly. If they were booked appropriately, that would be a big loss. New Day is back. They're healthy. They're doing their stuff. You got DIY involved. You got the Creeds. Things are looking pretty good right now. I would love to see, honestly, Humberto and Angel back on Raw or SmackDown as well, like doing something substantial. But I'm liking the way things are right now.
it's hard to say because, right, you never know, like with teams that they've treated not so well in the past, you don't know really what to expect from that. Like, I almost want to see them just. I think Umberto and Angel right now are like okay on NXT. Like they've only really done so much with that.
So Julius has Otis on his shoulders in an electric chair position.
Logo carpet smashed it on the ground. Gunther mocked Miz. So Miz attacked Kaiser and Vinci. Gunther ended up dropping him and said, "You're not in my league." Miz attacked Gunther as Gunther went to leave, but he got held back by Kaiser and Vinci. Booted him. At that point, Miz realized that he was outnumbered. So he left. As he was leaving, DIY's music played. They have new music. Johnny Gargano talked about this on his Twitch channel the other day. Brand new music that they made specifically for DIY as a team. What little bit I heard of it, it didn't sound bad. It was kind of hard to hear the entire song, but I'll tell you what little bit I heard is better than the Rebel Heart cover, the new version of Rebel Heart he's been running around with. I'd much rather hear him using this music than that. But again, they were coming out. Miz was leaving. Miz blew right past them. I said earlier today when this rumor first surfaced about Miz being turned babyface, because this was going around on social media a few hours ago, that they would be turning him babyface. They would be aligning him in some way with DIY. Now we didn't see the DIY alliance here, although he did walk right past him. I think that was done on purpose. That was a sign. There will likely be some sort of alliance between DIY and Miz. There's a past relationship with the Miz and Tommaso Ciampa, right? Before Ciampa got hurt.
Rhea Ripley and JD McDonough. Priest said the entire Judgment Day should have been out there earlier. He was angry about what happened with Dominic. By the way, Xavier Woods gave Rhea Ripley a nice flirtatious look. How you doing, mommy? Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing. You got Dominic and Buddy Matthews to contest with, bro. Move on. Move on. So Priest talked about possibly cashing in on Seth or Drew after their match, or maybe he cashes in on Roman or LA Knight at Crown Jewel. Why are you putting me in matches that I didn't ask to be put in? He's asking Rhea Ripley. How are you going to go out there and start making matches for us when we didn't agree to those set matches? And I thought we said that there were no leaders in Judgment Day. Meanwhile, you're conducting business without actually asking us. So, Priest said tonight cannot be about him, but about the Judgment Day. He says they'll show everyone that they run Monday Night Raw. Dominic wants revenge on Ricochet, and they all were in unison here in the back after a little moment of being upset there by Damian Priest. Miz TV. Miz had
None.
There was something that Cody said that made me think. I mean, now it's probably too late for him to put it on the line at Crown Jewel, or I don't know if it's too late or not, whatever. But he had said that his path begins now, and that he is like the start of his path, right? I'm thinking, what path are we talking about specifically, Cody? Like, what is the end of, what's the destination here? Like, what are you talking about? I felt like I read into a lot of what he said when he meant by path. So personally, I mean, that would be a great way for them to do it. Like you mentioned, getting him to put the title, the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line. But I don't know if they'll do it for Crown Jewel, but that would be great.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of ways they could do that we'll talk about a little bit later about, well, if Cody wins the title, does he go to SmackDown? Maybe. Or maybe they send the other champion to SmackDown. Or maybe Cody's like, no, I want to work both of them because I'm Cody. Sage says Julius is going to give Brutus some brotherly ribbing for dropping knees on his gut in the finish. Yeah, he probably will. Meet Normus says, my last Raw Live was the Go Home show for Mania 35 when Go Home shows were men. Video packages and in-ring were solid tonight, but I could have used a car crash or something spicy. 3 out of 5 pork chops. Listen, I love the Trick or Street fight. I love that. To me, that was a fun car crash. But I get what you mean, like an absolute slapper of a match car crash. I think
Yeah.
is what you meant.
This
But
one was fun.
yeah.
The obviously the Creed brothers match was fun. Damian Priest, Sami Zayn was okay, and then everything else was kind of like along the lines of okay.
And K775 said, by the way, guys, get in your super chats, get in your humper chats. We're heading down the home stretch. Please leave a thumbs up on this video. If you're watching live, comment some of your favorite stuff from this show. K775 says, do you think if Survivor Series Judgment Day cost Priest the briefcase, or they turn on him after War Games? Seems like they're inching there. I mean, I think this summer was the peak of Judgment Day. So I think that we are probably leaning towards the inevitable collapse of Judgment Day. And I think that's an okay thing to do, because they have had a really, really great year and a half run. Like, the heights that they have reached after it looked like an absolutely dog shit stable.
The way
with
that
Edge.
it started with Edge, oh my god, I almost forgot that that's how it all started. Weren't they doing like a magical act in the beginning or something like that? I don't even remember.
Well, they were teasing that, and like Vince wanted to do supernatural stuff.
Yes,
like,
that's what it was. Supernatural stuff.
Thank God they did. Andy says, fiery babyface Cody is the top babyface going. Just chill. It's really great. Like, he's just really, really great in this environment. And sometimes you need a better environment. And so far, based on what we've seen out of Jade Cargill, they rolled out the red carpet for her. Lexis King, obviously, they let him.
He said in 2023, he's seriously trying to run a talk show. Really? In 2023, you're seriously trying to conduct a wrestling talk show. Yes, that's a shoot. Yes, I don't know why we still have wrestling talk shows weekly on WWE TV. They are lame. WWE only does them because they...
We're in the bottom of the seventh, but you know what? I would have said that a year ago as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I would say. Bless you. I hope you're right on that one.
Denise, tell the people where they can find you, where they can support you. Yeah, he took a shot at Damian Priest. This is officially, Denise, when tables were manned.
You could tell that the match was going to end in this way based on how the match was worked between Priest and Zayn, unfortunately. And I hate when that happens, because I don't like when when you can almost kind of predict that it's really not going to go anywhere. And to be honest, like, all of this was just there. For me, it was the Cody Rhodes portion of this all that really, really did it, in the sense that I came off of it going, damn, whatever my interest level was for his match with Damian Priest at Crown Jewel, it's gone up a couple of points based off of that promo that we saw from Cody Rhodes tonight.
Yeah, he took a shot at Damian Priest. He was like, you know what? He's like, you're never going to be the guy in Judgment Day. You're never going to be that dude. I'm really hoping that this is a part of Cody sort of goading Damian Priest into putting his Money in the Bank on the line. Because listen, I think Cody's got to win that title. And there has been zero reason that we have seen since WrestleMania that Roman Reigns should still have that title or needs that title. None.
There was something that Cody said that made me think, I mean, now it's probably too late for him to put it on the line at Crown Jewel, or I don't know if it's too late or not, whatever. Sure. But he had said that his path begins now, and that he is like the start of his path, right? I'm thinking, what path are we talking about specifically, Cody? Like, what is the end of, what's the destination here? Like, what are you talking about? I felt like I read into a lot of what he said when he meant by path. So personally, I mean, that would be a great way for them to do it. Like you mentioned, getting him to put the title, the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line. But I don't know if they'll do it for Crown Jewel, but that would be great.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of ways they could do that we'll talk about a little bit later about, well, if Cody wins the title, does he go to SmackDown? Maybe. Or maybe they send the other champion to SmackDown. Or maybe Cody's like, no, I want to work both of them because I'm Cody. Sage says Julius is going to give. I love the trick of Judgment Day. and I think that's an okay thing to do because they have. Cody is the top baby face going. Just chill. It's really great. Like he's just really, really great in this environment. And sometimes you need a better environment. And so far, based on what we've seen out of Jade Cargill, they rolled out the red. I think we're in the bottom of the seventh.
Oh, well, bless you, because I hope we are.
We're in the bottom of the seventh. But you know what? I would have said that a year ago as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I would say. Bless you. I hope. Salcedo. I'm literally streaming there like 4 to 5 times.
Show. Make sure you guys check it out. If you didn't get your question or statement, appreciate you guys. We're right back here tomorrow night for NXT. We're out.
Intercontinental Championship. Gunther said that The Miz is beneath him. Fact. Gunther and The Miz is nothing to get excited about.
Yeah.
It's actually laughable how WWE is setting The Miz up to be a potential challenger for the Intercontinental Championship and Gunther. How many matches one-on-one has The Miz won this year? I can't even fucking tell. I'm lucky if it's one.
I know, right?
Has The Miz won a singles match all year?
I don't know.
And if he has, what does it matter? The Miz is one of the worst offensive pro wrestlers in the history of the business. The man, I'm not saying he can't wrestle, but the way that he wrestles, can you imagine him in a match against Gunther? The Miz has had one injury over how many years has he been doing this? 16 years? The Miz has had one injury in 16 years. The Miz is the safest pro wrestler in the history of wrestling. And you want to throw him in there against somebody that legitimately could cave this guy's chest in with one fucking shot. The Miz is never going to want to wrestle again if he wrestles Gunther. Yet you want me to believe that this guy stands a chance against Gunther. And why are we teasing a Miz babyface turn? Who wants to be sympathetic towards the Miz? I know I don't. Do you want to cheer the Miz? Do I want to cheer the Miz? The answer is no. Nobody wants to cheer the Miz. The Miz serves one purpose, and one purpose only. He's a great, supportive character. You plug him into anything, he's going to be a solid guy in there to get the job done. He's not there to get over. He's not there to win a title. He's there because they need a somewhat top name to go in there and plug into a role so that they can fill a void on the show. That's all he is. And in this case, he's another major name that WWE needs to stretch out Gunther's reign even longer than anticipated. And that's all he will be used for. He's not winning the championship. He's not coming close to winning the championship. And I don't know why we're taking The Miz and taking him from a heel to a babyface because I don't know who the fuck would be interested in that. It's like, and I'm going to use a baseball analogy here. It's like you take Greg Maddox's Kirk
For Candice LeRae. I said, this is the night of video. As he's pitching it to the video. This Saturday. I don't think he cashes in. I think that will be saved for a different time. And I also think that will be the turning point of his involvement in the Judgment Day. So Cody Rhodes winning this match, Damian Priest come out later on and tease that, he's going to cash in on Roman Reigns. You got to remember, Survivor Series, the Judgment Day and the Bloodline are supposed to align. And we don't know exactly what team that will be, but if we're going to do 5-on-5 here, it's probably going to be Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, possibly Roman Reigns.
Yeah, hopefully.
Possibly Roman Reigns. I mean, I don't think Dominic will be on War Games. I certainly don't think JD McDonough will be on War Games. I think that could very well be your 5. So it would be an interesting dynamic for Damian Priest to have that briefcase and be on the same team with the bloodline. So if Damian Priest is going to be exiting the bloodline, it is going to be after Survivor Series. And who knows? Maybe Damian Priest is the one that loses one race. And maybe that is the beginning of the end of Damian Priest in the Judgment Day. We'll see. But Cody Rhodes is going to get the win on this one. And I do not expect a Damian Priest cash in. There could be a teaser later on. Who knows? Seth Rollins is taking on Drew. Maybe Damian Priest teases at that time. That actually could be more realistic. Because remember, we were supposed to believe that maybe Drew McIntyre might join Judgment Day. In fact, yesterday on the sit down, I think it was Chris Cutler that was talking about, the idea of Drew McIntyre aligning with the Judgment Day. That would be an interesting dynamic. I don't think it'll happen. I think Drew McIntyre is his own lone wolf, by himself. But I could see Damian Priest teasing a little bit more towards Seth than to Roman Reigns, especially with that alliance for Survivor Series. But Cody Rhodes is going to get this one. All right, moving on. We have next your fatal. This order of matches.
I don't know why WWE chooses to pay for the rights to some of their old NXT themes and refuse to pay for the rights to.
Xia Li actually gets a win out there. Probably not going to win.
Ripley, I have to admit Nia Jax is probably the one that I think would piss off the fans more than anything else if she was women's champion right now. Zoe Stark. Maybe Damian Priest teases at that time. I like a Raw match. Didn't feel like a pay-per-view match. But, to get the crowd going and to open up with a Three Roads, I think James McDonough will bump. I mean, look, he'll do. This is obviously a Dusty story, done 23 spin on it. Dusty lost a lot of matches on his quest to finishing the story when he won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Rhodes, it got to a point where everybody expected victory every single time he got out there. And no, I mean, and Cody even said it tonight a little bit. If you listen to his promo, he says, my story, you get knocked down, you get back up. And that's 1,000% Dusty. So Cody losing the title did not affect the story in any way, shape, or form. Right now, everything that's happening is to set up Survivor Series. And here, Cody Rhodes, I think he gets the win on Damian Priest. Whether it's Saudi Arabia or San Antonio, Cody Rhodes gets the win over Damian Priest. Damian Priest has that briefcase. A lot of people are thinking that Damian Priest is going to cash in. I think a bigger, a harder time getting her over. I mean, she's got
Decent matches. I really enjoyed the introduction of the three. Did not.
Wait.
Unreal. She lost the Shotzi.
champion that people can be proud of. He will retain. Rhea Ripley will prevail. Mommy always on top. They're all four of them. All right, next. This is tougher than I thought it would be. Io Sky defending the WWE Women's Championship against Bianca Belair.
Candice LeRae and Xia Li. Now I know what was going on here with this ending. It's
Follow that one. Also on Wednesday, Pollock and Thurston at 3 will be joined by Kareem Dan and myself in the way. Realistic level, behind the scenes, he was very upset and he's carried that around. So I like the fact that they're harkening back to this. This is really where all this resentment stems from. The bloodline costing him the chance to clash with Castle. That was his moment of redemption. He could have won the championship in front of a big standing crowd. And he's heading for a heel turn, but you can see where, okay, you know what? I can understand why he would be so upset. I can understand why he would be acting so resentful. They followed this up with the rebuttal from Seth Rollins. Was about as great of a rebuttal, frankly, as this. That just sought out to help so many people as well. Like you've just seen a lot of, I really, and then he said he did his best Jack Perry impression, and he said, "Cry me a river."
Bianca Belair becomes the champion, and then that leads to a split. The thing is that, if you remember Puerto Rico and how over Io Sky was in Puerto Rico, yes, I know it was Puerto Rico.
being confused and taken out of the situation. It very much reminded me of what happened at the end of Dynamite, where Bryan Danielson got hurt, and all of a sudden the crowd went silent. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. We didn't know if the injury was a shoot or a work. WWE did not do a good job with Xia Li. Candice LeRae was shown getting her shoulder in the back.
There was all this buildup that Jamie Hayter was going to.
A lot of older people died. I'm still making me a pre-show for Crown Jewel. I probably will look at that later. Now, leave from Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes vowed to go to Damian Priest and then be Crown Jewels. Cody Rhodes battled the Judgment Day when announced it.
And he's willing to break his back to take it from him. Drew McIntyre continues to be the most intriguing individual outside of Gunther on Monday Night Raw. Now, I don't think he's winning the championship. I would be shocked if Drew McIntyre wins the World Heavyweight Championship from Seth Rollins. I just don't see that happen. I don't. Now, if he wins the championship, that's going to be a very interesting discussion to have after Crown Jewel, because there was a rumor and a report going around via Fightful Select that McIntyre has yet to resign with the WWE. He is still very much going to be a free agent around WrestleMania season in 2024. WWE is not going to put a championship on somebody like Drew McIntyre on Saturday at Crown Jewel when he is not committed to staying with the company. So right now, as far as I'm concerned, if that rumor is to be believed, if that news is to be believed, then Seth Rollins is not losing that championship. But I thought this was a great vignette. I thought this was a nice look into what Drew McIntyre is thinking about and where his mind is at and why he's slowly changing to good guy into a very, very depressed and suppressed bad guy. You know what's bothering him. And now all of that anger and all of that shit that he's kind of held in for all these years is starting to bubble up to the surface. And he wants to basically exact revenge on certain people. Bloodline, Seth Rollins. He wants what is his, the World Championship, because he got robbed of that moment. And then the Bloodline took it away from him at Clash of the Castle. I like it. I think it's good stuff. Seth Rollins. He is in the middle of the ring, and everybody is once again singing his song. Whoa!
Ah, man. Awful. It's a force.
Enough.
Oh, hi.
Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring.
Came back, Rollins did, with an avalanche back seat. It's going to cause kids to is in Saudi Arabia that see their sons crying hysterically.
Go bag some groceries, bruh. Seth told Drew everyone was fighting their battles during the pandemic, so boo-hoo, Drew. Boo-hoo. So people were worried about having money for groceries or to see their loved ones again, and you're crying about a fucking world title. So excuse me for not feeling sorry about you and that you didn't win the WWE Championship the way you dreamt it. He says he then blames the Bloodline for everything else. He says he's not alone. But guys like Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes have had the same issues. You don't hear those guys asking for pity. Said if Drew can beat him, he'll be the first to shake his hand and call him champ, just like he did in 2020. He says he's not the same person Drew beat back then. JD McDonough then attacked Seth Rollins from behind, and that was basically the start of the match. Seth Rollins and JD McDonough, they went about 15 minutes or so. This was actually a very good match. A lot of people aren't really high on JD McDonough, especially when Rollins calls him a little bitch boy or a little bag boy. But JD McDonough is a fantastic pro wrestler. JD McDonald's, JD McFunko Pop, JD McRib, JD McCafe, whatever you guys want to call it. JD McFlurry, whatever you want to call him. Doesn't matter. He's still a great pro wrestler. So, some of you might not agree with me here, but I actually thought this was a better in-ring match than both matches with Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. That's just my honest opinion. You may not agree with me. I don't really give a shit. I thought this match was a better bell-to-bell match than both Shinsuke Nakamura matches with Rollins at the last two papers. So Rollins kicks McDonough, who charged
To Adam Pearce. I honestly wasn't even really paying attention to what they were saying. I was just focusing on the costume. They walked away. Ivar and Valhalla showed up. And Valhalla. But the thing with Logan Paul, so Logan Paul has no matches, no boxing matches in the very near future. Logan Paul is not doing all that much right now outside of what he did overseas 2 weeks ago. And remember, this is TKO Group Holdings now, so the way things are handled is a little bit different. And I wonder.
But they trade counters. McDonough eventually pulls out a random Spanish fly, standing Spanish fly for 2. Rollins followed with a buckle bomb, and he went to the top rope, but was distracted by Damian Priest, who walked down the aisle with a referee and a briefcase in hand, the Money in the Bank briefcase. Rollins tried for his signature frog splash, but McDonough got the knees up, and I thought this was it. I actually thought McDonough had won the match here because of the distraction, but Rollins kicked out at a 2. Rollins hit a big back suplex off the top rope, follows with a pedigree, and then a curb stomp for a very decisive pinfall here over J.D. McDonough. Damian Priest did not attempt to cash in. He just teased one or wanted to distract Rollins with a potential of a tease. But there was no opening there for Damian Priest to even cash in. It was merely used as a distraction to help J.D. McDonough win the match. But Damian Priest is already teased possibly cashing in on Rollins at the pay-per-view. I don't see that happening. I don't think Damian Priest is going to have a successful cash-in. He's not cashing in on Seth. He's not cashing in on Drew because Drew's not winning. And he's not cashing in on LA Knight because LA Knight's not winning the championship. He's certainly not cashing in on Roman Reigns. So I don't see anybody but Rollins, and I don't even think we're going to go that far. I think Damian Priest eventually loses the cash. And then that's what eventually splits Judgment Day apart, and Damian Priest can go on his own. Rollins left the ring. He got in Priest's face at the end of this thing, and he invited him to make a move. Go ahead, make a move. Cash it in. Cash in, I dare you. Priest told him to be careful what he wished for. Ricochet's in the back, and he is with Adam Pearce. He told Adam Pearce that, listen, bro, did you see what happened out there with Dominic? Pearce says, yes, I did. He said, to make it up to him, I'd like to give you a match to earn a shot at the IC title. So he wants Dominic, but he can't have Dominic yet. So Adam Pearce said, you know what? I'll put you in this IC title match I'm thinking about. Ricochet, yeah, that sounds good. But I also have a bone to pick with Dominic, so that is far from over. Adam Pearce said, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven walked in. And Chelsea Green was dressed for Halloween. She was dressed as Bret the Hitman Hart. And Piper Niven was dressed as Jim the Anvil Neidhart. This was probably the best thing about both of these ladies tonight, because the match itself that was coming up next was fucking terrible. Ivar and Valhalla asked to see Pearce in his office about the IC title. Pearce said to no one at all, in particular in this segment, I need a drink. They're turning Adam Pearce into an alcoholic. Don't start stealing my gimmick, Adam Pearce. I'll tell you right now. The only one that's having cold beverages here in the community is me. But they're turning Adam Pearce into an alcoholic because there's just so much going on Monday night that he needs a cold beverage. I don't blame him. He should have a couple before the show even starts, man. The show would feel a lot better. Natalya makes her way down to the ring for this trick or street fight. And she's dressed as a bunny. Yes, a bunny rabbit. Dressed in leather with a whip. So Natalya was dressed as a dominatrix for Halloween.
The mono, first version, Art Foundation music, which I assume they no longer have the rights to. Solo was watching a different Raw show that took over.
I think I'm a fun guy.
and understand TKO Group Holdings doesn't just own WWE.
That's fun. It doesn't. Pies to the face, bobbing for apples, pumpkins to the face, candy corn, throwing fucking wrapped candy at somebody, all because it's Halloween. Fucking plastic skeletons being used in this match on
Yeah.
each other. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. In fact, I don't even drink tea. Not my cup of coffee.
Yep.
This match was terrible. Everything about this match was terrible.
Yeah, the match was terrible.
Don't really understand who enjoyed this. If you did, you got some serious fucking problems. Not for me. I can't wait for the Halloween season to be over. Then we'll go into the fucking Thanksgiving theme matches. Then after that, we'll go to the fucking 34th on Miracle Street Fight. Miracle on 34th Street Fight. Whatever the fuck they call it. Ridiculous. They brawled with pumpkins around ringside and some other Halloween paraphernalia. At one point, there was a table with pumpkins. Chelsea Green lifted the pumpkins up off the table. She lifted one of the pumpkins off the table, and underneath the pumpkin was Nikki Cross, staring at nothing, very stoically. Wade Barrett says, I think I gotta call Daryl Dixon or Rick Grimes and get somebody out here to take care of the Walking Dead.
It wasn't even
Nikki
funny.
handed Green a black bag. In the black bag was candy corn. She set up a suplex on Natalya, but Natalya powerbombed her onto the candy corn. If this sounds as terrible as I'm making it sound, it's because it is. It was. That was almost a candy finish, said Michael. Candy corn apparently hurts. I don't know what other candy would be used in a match. It hurts. Candy corn is hard, right? I guess they thought that was going to be the worst punishment of somebody being slammed on candy corn. What about Jolly Ranchers? What about Tootsie Rolls or Blow Pop or something? I don't know. Natalya applied a sharpshooter. Piper Niven distracted Natalya, then held her, and then Piper Niven was hit with a fucking pie from Titus Catering at this point. She goes down. Green won with the unpretty her. 1, 2, 3. Chelsea Green wins an absolutely atrocious match. But it's tradition now. Harper Green said they didn't have fun. Get it off my TV. If I want to go have fun, I'll go to a Halloween party and get myself drunk. Shit sucks. Next week, Fatal 4-Way for the IC title shot. Bronson Reed, Miz, Ricochet, and Ivar. Ivar's getting a shot at that IC title, man. If anybody's winning that match, I'm going with Ivar.
Yeah.
Ivar for the win. And then Nakamura versus Akira Tozawa. Great. Seems like Monday Night Raw is shaping up for next week. That IC title shot, Fatal 4-Way. Looking forward to that. Damian Priest. He goes one-on-one with Sami Zayn. Oh, I'm missing a Becky Lynch promo. I'm sorry. There was a Becky Lynch promo.
Mhm.
Oh, but what about the Becky Lynch promo, JD? Becky Lynch was interviewed by Jackie Redmond. She was asked about losing her NXT title last Tuesday to Lyra Valkyria. She said losing has never kept her down. She said she defended her title in 42 days as champion more frequently than Rhea Ripley or Roman Reigns have all year. That's a burn right there, bruh. Becky Lynch is bringing the heat. She said she doesn't need the title needs her. She doesn't need the title needs her. That's a great way to sell it on Lyra Valkyria, right? Becky has been having a problem with Xia Li lately. So in walks Xia Li and asked if she was too scared of her because she didn't give her a title match. Now you lost the title. Now I can't beat you for said title. Becky said if she wants a fight, they can fight right now. Xia said they'll fight, but on her time. Is anybody interested in a Xia Li Becky Lynch one-on-one match? The answer is no.
I know. I'm not either.
WWE typically goes into spasm mode. They go into anxiety mode. Oh, I don't know. How do we book Becky Lynch if she's not in a title match? I don't know.
Emotions for him. Bring him to me. He wants JD. You know, does he feud with Solo Sikoa next?
This match went 9 minutes. This was nothing more than a sell for the Crown Jewel show on the Go Home show for Saturday's pay-per-view. That's all it was. This was nothing more than a way to reintroduce Cody Rhodes back to the show because we haven't seen him all night, and that's exactly what it was. So we got a commercial break. They go right to commercial break about 2-3 minutes in. We get back from break. Balor and Dominic are outside because they need to be in Damian Priest's corner. So they tried to distract Sami Zayn. Priest hit South of Heaven for 2 count. He followed with a Reckoning, and then they called it out as being a similar move to Crossroads from Cody Rhodes. So everybody now on commentary is speculating that it could be a message sent to Cody Rhodes, but it's not really a message sent to Cody Rhodes. It's the guy's alternate finishing move. The fuck is he doing? I mean, he hasn't used it in a while, but he typically goes to the Razor's Edge. He goes to the South of Heaven, but, you know, he pulled out the Reckoning here tonight, which is basically a Crossroads. So Priest then set up for the Razor's Edge. Sammy slipped free and then avoided Priest, who charged in. He went headfirst into the top of the turnbuckle, the top turnbuckle. Dominic then punched Sami Zayn as Balor distracted the referee. Oh, Jey Uso comes out. His music hits. He took out Dominic. He took out Balor. Fans are chanting, Uso, Uso.
Yeah.
Jey kicked
Yeah.
Priest, and the referee DQ'd Sami Zayn. So basically, this was a waste of my time.
Yeah, me too.
Dominic, Balor, and Priest attacked Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. Fans chanted for Cody. Obviously, their prayers were answered tonight. Cody came out. So we got all 3 baby faces out there battling up with the Judgment Day. Cody threw Priest into the ring post and then threw him over the announce desk. Cody then set up Priest for a Crossroads on the announce desk. J.D. McFlurry came out and made the save. J.D. McDonough made the save. Sami Zayn then gave him a haluva kick. Cody stood on the announce desk and told Sami to bring McDonough to him. Sami threw him to Cody. Cody delivered the Crossroads on the table. Fans chanted one more time. Actually, Cody picked up a microphone and he was going to say something to the live audience. Then the crowd chanted one more time, and then he gave another Crossroads to J.D. McCafe on the table. And 2 Crossroads, McDonough was down. Cody picks up the microphone and he gets in the ring and starts talking to Damian Priest, who's standing in the aisle. Cody told Priest he was unsuccessful in his attempt last week to take him out. He says he's within a whisper of immortality with that briefcase. At this point, I thought Cody was going to challenge Damian Priest at Crown Jewel for the briefcase and ask him to put the briefcase on the line. Thank God he didn't do that. Yet he's not the leader of Judgment Day. Cody says he walks behind Rhea, Balor, and even Dom. He said Saturday at Crown Jewel, his path goes straight through him, and it will be a Saudi Arabian nightmare for Damian. When Monday Night Raw came to a close, WWE selling us on Cody finishing his story, and that's basically it. I thought it was a tale of 2 cities tonight. First half was pretty decent. Got some great wrestling. The Creeds made their debut tonight. Excellent match with Alpha Academy. Ricochet had a very good match. With Dominic Mysterio, that first hour was really good. DIY versus Imperium. I even enjoyed Miz TV, even though I'm not really on board with Miz challenging Gunther for the Intercontinental title. I thought face-to-face with Miz and Gunther was really entertaining. And then we got the second half of the show, and seemingly feels like the show went off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a solid go-home show. I'm excited for Crown Jewel. I'm excited for Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Outside that, I don't really know what else I really care for on that show. It really feels like a nothing show. But it should be newsworthy, to say the least. And then we can really get the fun started and start building towards Survivor Series and start assembling this War Games bill. Can't do that when we got Crown Jewel in the fucking way. But that's what typically happens in the month of November. WWE has 2 pay-per-views, or PLEs, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And one has to wait to be over before we can start building towards the other one. But I think Triple H has done an admirable job at planting some seeds for what happens after Crown Jewel, so that he can pick up those pieces and go right into it after Crown Jewel's over. It's not like he's really abandoned Survivor Series. I don't think he's really neglected Survivor Series. You see the Survivor Series bill in the Crown Jewel bill. I just don't really care much for what's happening on Crown Jewel, and all I want to do is talk about Survivor Series. But what I thought was a decent go-home show tonight. Hopefully you guys thought it was as well, and hopefully you enjoyed the podcast this evening. We are going to get into the Super Chats, which apparently, I don't know, maybe you guys don't want to hang out anymore. Maybe you guys don't want to hang out, man. What the fuck happened here? 0 Super.
Damian Priest was in the aisle. He says Priest tried to take him out last week and was unsuccessful. Cody said that his story is that he gets knocked down, but he gets back up. He says Priest wants to know what Damian Priest's story is. He asked him if his story is that he has a briefcase that has him close to immortality, but he is not the leader of the Judgment Day. He goes, no, you're a walk behind her. Walk behind Rhea Ripley, you walk behind Finn Balor, and you even walk behind Dominic Mysterio. He walks behind himself. Jesus. That's a big ass. Walks behind Dominic Mysterio, right? Everyone, ooh, that's a bridge too far. Cody says that when Priest thinks it's someone else, he needs to know it's always. Cody says that he's back on his path, and it goes straight through Priest. Round. This was a great fiery promo here from Cody Rhodes. 2 great fiery babyface promos on the show. Opened the show with Sami Zayn. Closed the show with Cody Rhodes. The briefcase will not be on the line. For those wondering if they were going to, put the briefcase on the line, the answer is no. The main event was fine, until the crappy finish, but they couldn't beat Damian Priest before his match on Saturday. That wasn't good. And so they gave the hard sell at the end for the Cody match. I thought that was effective. And the Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre stuff, McIntyre's character in particular, continues to be the most, to me anyway, interesting part of Monday Night Raw, even more than the chaos within the Judgment Day. So I thought it was a good final push. Crown Jewel. It's definitely an improvement over last week's show. I will be honest with you, though. I am ready for Crown Jewel to be over so we can get to Survivor Series. I'm ready for Survivor. All this talk now about War Games, what are they going to do? And Roman Reigns is going to be on the show or he's not going to be on the show. CM Punk, people think CM Punk is going to be. I'm ready to just get to Survivor Series and be done with this. So next week, we are here talking about Raw. We will officially be on the road to Survivor Series, and that is a good thing. So let's take a look at the Twitter poll. 65.5% thumbs up, 34% thumbs down. For tonight's show, 570 votes in. Vote on Twitter at Solomonster. I should also point out in the comments section, we want to send in a chat here tonight. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to be the finish of Roman Reigns and LA Knight? Noel Mulligan. Hi, Monster. 2010.
Alright. We gotta turn on the volume. Gonna show the match cards before I end the video.
There's a few just to get him away from the Judgment Day. Anyway, if possible, somebody's gonna have to divert LA Knight away from the bloodline, because you're not gonna do a rematch with Roman. So I never forgive you for what you did. I never forgive you. You know, and then you do this whole lead into Crown Jewel and must win this. And it didn't happen. They are.
Yeah, so I think Seth Rollins will win. As you heard from Dan Tony and Jenny from York. We know that Roman Reigns is gonna Seth Rollins will definitely retain.
Ready. That means Logan Paul will be on your TV.
Yep.
For the foreseeable future.
Logan Paul gonna win this match. They clear Dave winning.
And I picture Ray doing a 619 over the top here, but I'm dead serious. You gotta keep the mindset that this is Saudi Arabia. Then I could see John Cena getting destroyed on SmackDown next Friday.
John Cena definitely winning.
Happiness and everybody's.
Yeah, John Cena definitely winning that.
So, I honestly think if Bailey is not there, Sky retains.
Yeah, I think Io should retain. I don't think Bianca should win. She's already been champion. There's no reason for transitional champions. Now Bianca could win and face Charlotte. I think Io may win.
If Bailey shows up,
now there could be a screwy finish, but wait and see.
I'm coming out with Montez Ford. Single Raquel Rodriguez. So I don't know what it is.
I think Rhea will definitely retain. Oh, come on. What the hell? Ah, come on now. Ah, it turned off. Come on now.
Now to turn chocolate into.
You know, I guess I get really sick and tired every time it does that. Alright, hold on a second. Hold on. Alright, there we go. My bad.
The dude will not.
Alright, so as I was saying, and as I was saying, I was still showing the math cards. Once I show all the math cards again, I will end the video. Make sure you guys hit. Hold on. Alright.
Shayna Baszler. Raquel Rodriguez. It feels like they're having a harder time getting her over. I mean, she's got the fans behind her. Drew, maybe Damian Priest teases at that time. That actually could be more realistic.
Yeah, so I think Cody will not clean, but maybe by a screwy finish. Judgment Day could get involved. They could cause Priest. Same thing would be
match.
JD
I don't
McDonough.
expect interference in this match.
Well, it's on the pre-show, so I think Sami Zayn would definitely win that match. Alright. Crown Jewels. The November 4th. Dominic and Ricochet had a very good match. We had this. I think I already showed these earlier. Creed Boy beat Overcam in the debut. Gunther in the Midson was fantastic. Great match with DIY and Imperium. The worst match was the woman. Seth Rollins had a great promo. A great match with Jay Madonna. That was the worst match. And Cody Rhodes vowed to go to Damian Priest and put Jay Madonna to the announce table. And I think that's about it. I'm going to end the video. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I will be back with more. I might do an NFT review. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think I will do an AEW Dynamite. I will talk about it on Twitter. And I will do my Crown Jewels review after the show is over. Anyway, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Mr. Black Hammer 2021.